Oh, sup, ref. I'm still posting this. I'm still posting the notification. Sorry if there's a dog in the background. I am pet sitting. Dog is in the other room. I'm going to continue on the commission today. Now let me go live here. And yes, I started the music in the middle of an album because I didn't want to restart the album. Started the stream mid-album. Alright. Probably can turn down the music a little bit for me. Hi, welcome to stream, peoples. Alright. Let me make sure my monitor is looking good. Oh, I accidentally pressed the BRB screen. Beautiful. Go back to that. Alright. Here's the commission I'm working on. For anybody who doesn't know what I'm working on. This commission for referendum. Let's see where we're at. I was on the top here. Okay. A layer for, how about a separate layer for the hair, I think. We can do this layer, have the, oh, I'm doing well otherwise. Blush emote. I'm feeling like not warmed up right now. Actually, that wasn't that bad. I'll probably have to play this line a little bit. Let me, here. Just real quick. Draw something random to warm up. Oh, I think it's because the smoothing is up a little bit. You may notice I have re-added the whatchamacallit, the honey jar. Mostly in anticipation for when my commissions are like more officially open. But basically I want to start doing a sticker raffle every single time I get 20 in donos or subs or commissions. So that would all go towards the thing. So if you got a $20 commission, we do a giveaway for a sticker. And yeah, just a little thing I want to do to kind of make it more engaging. That's on Twitch. For the people who are not on Twitch, I'm talking about something that is only on Twitch. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Add the little horns here. Do a little thinner on this side just because it's further away. I'm gonna make these a little sharper. Make the other one sharper too. Pointy, pointy. don't know if that one needs to be much sharper. Let me look at it without the sketch, actually. Add some, little bit rounded there so you can kind of see that it's attached to the head. Maybe do a little bit more. Okay, go in a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now I want to do the neck. I'm hoping that I would really love to finish the line art tonight. That is my goal. So hopefully I can get in a good groove here. Go down here and add. I have way too many layers, but it's fine. It's fine. We don't worry about how many layers there are. That's a future me problem. So I might go for the clothing first. How thick did I make the clothing here? About that thick, yeah. Okay. Probably gonna play around with these lines a little bit, just kinda till they become something I like. I really want to define those the little clothing folds. Yeah, the dog I'm sitting right now, he's a bit barky. His name is Loki, but he's definitely not low-key. Let me make sure I did. Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure I'm streaming everywhere. I have to check that. Adding some little angles just to... I like making stuff have fun angles. Line art used to be like one of my least favorite parts of the art process, but now I actually enjoy it because I've found some ways to make it more enjoyable. Check the reference. Since there is going to be shading, I probably don't need to add any more lines of definition on the inside. And just do that in the actual shading. You requested? What did you request, Randolph? What did you request? I'm curious what you mean by that. The quest? You requested the quest. I don't really know what you mean by that, but feel free to elaborate. Guest, I mean? So you requested the guest? Who's the guest? You requested to join the stand. What stand? What's the stand? What are you joining it for? Like, to be fair, I still do not know what you're talking about. Like to talk? Oh, I mean, well, I do allow people to talk on my stream if they're in my Discord server and they have the stream in my Discord server and have the stream voice permissions. There's a bit of a process to getting there, though. I'd have to kind of get to know you first. Sometimes I have my significant other on my stream as a kind of guest in the background, and sometimes I have my sibling Smidge the Pidge join for streams, but yeah, basically. Oh, and I have, of course, Florence. Florence does the gaming with me. We usually do that on Fridays, but instead of doing that today, I am streaming art commissions because I need to work on those. But yeah, so it is possible to talk on my stream, but it's a bit of a process. I want to hide the line art real quick. I want to make a more curved line here. But yeah, basically it's the stream VC perms, role in my Discord server. And the Discord server, it's a small server, but if you ever want to be involved in my stream, you would definitely want to get there first. I do believe that, I don't know if the link to my card is on my TikTok or not. I'm not a super big TikTok person, but if you go, yeah, if you find my card, there is a link to my Discord server. I'll actually merge these layers together. Alright, I guess I'll do the rest of the arm here. I want to pull this layer higher. The layer order doesn't matter that much because it's all black line art, but I don't know. It helps me stay a little organized to keep some similar areas together. So that's hair. Yeah, we'll put it over here. Here, I'll actually continue this layer, and then I'm gonna put a mask on this. Whatever. Let me look at that layer. Oh yeah, that layer has that. Okay. We're moving around a different layer. Layer 50. Layer 50 is going to come in handy a minute from now. But first we're going to do the rest of the arm. I'm going to draw that. Need some smoothing for such a big line. I'm probably gonna do some, lost internet briefly, but I'm back. Welcome back, Riff. I'm, working on the arm right now. I want that to be a little defined, so make it clear that it's changing from the like it's the wrist. The wrist is more defined than just a continuation, because I feel like it would look kind of weird if it just was too smooth. Yeah, I liked it before. Okay, let's go to level layer 50. I'm going to work on this clothing line. Maybe start with these really defined lines first, till I have something I like here. Wow, that was really on the mark there. Adventures with Tweezy. I've been introducing my partner to Haley Labs. It's been a lot of fun. I'm like dropping all the Tweezy lore on her, and she likes the Tweezies. She thinks they're cute. I'm gonna rotate. Spin. Yes, I spin to get it where I want it to go. Why walls? Built heavy. This might be a bit thick. Might have to go back on this and mess with the thickness a little bit. That's how thick we're going. Let me turn off the sketch. That'll help me see it a little better. Yeah, those are all kind of too thick. I need to make them thinner. Let me figure out what thinness I had over here. A little thinner, a little more like that. I'll just go back some lines, not all the lines. So I want this line to be thick anyway, so I will just redraw the other ones. Have to do the spin again. It's just the angle that like I move my hand at is not easy with certain certain positions, so I have to rotate sometimes. I might just make this smoother. I don't know if I like the angle in the middle of the arm. Guess I can make it thinner. Hydrate, thank you. Today I have put water in the pineapple, so it's pineapple water time. Thank you, Ref. Delicious hydrating pineapple. Nah, this looks janky. I need to fix this. Make that wrist defined. I am the wild dog watching with 16 omniscient eyes. I'm blinking endless judgment, cast as the patterns rise. I am the wild dog watching with 16 omniscient eyes. We can make that a little bit, just a tiny little bit different. Not there. Got that layer, we got that layer. I need the layer with the, yeah, this layer. Layer 50. Gonna have to mess with both of the layers here, unless I merge them. I think that's looking smoother. Emphasize this angle here, so it looks a little more intentional, because it is intentional. I think this is looking better than before. I do think that this line is still a little too thick. Here. That's an easy enough fix. Alright, 50. Turn that sketch back on. It'll be a little bit of a challenge to make this look like natural, because I think the sketch isn't quite what I want it to be, so I'm gonna have to play around with that a little bit. But I don't think it'll be too difficult. I just think I'll have to definitely turn the sketch layer off and on a few times. Alright. So I did that layer. Let's do a layer underneath it. Do a layer underneath it and work on the clothing, the sleeve. First I'm just going to try to get something down that looks relatively natural, looks kind of natural, and then I'll play around with it more, get in the nitty-gritty of it. That might be good, actually. I just have to do the line weight. Probably don't need to do much at all, because I do quite like the thin lines in this point. Kind of flowy, kind of you know, the opposite of cumbersome, whatever that is. Cumberless. I don't think that's how that works, how that word works, but if I had a thought the other, like today, I was like, if being zealous means you have zeal, does being jealous mean you have Geel? Geel. Somebody write a book and casually put that in there, like she was filled with Geel, and people be like, what are you talking about? Okay, I'm gonna turn off the sketch again. And I'm gonna play around with the line weight. Yeah, I may go back and add some, Let me look at the, So there is like a cuff here. So I need to be mindful that there is a cuff. And the cuff is on the inside as well. What does the sketch tell us? I feel like that's about where it would be, and I think maybe that's what I was going for with the sketch. It's kind of rough though, so it's hard to tell. I don't know though, because that would be quite thick. I feel like that follows the flow going on. This track is a favorite of my girlfriend. She likes Mars Needs Ravers. For anybody on Twitch who wasn't here when I said it before, I added a new way to support me. Not really a new way, but in anticipation for having commissions open in the future, and as well as a way to sort of give a bit of an incentive for subs and donations. I'm doing a sticker giveaway for every $20 of commissions or donations or subscriptions that I get. Meaning that if you pay for a sub, that adds usually around $2.5 to the goal. And then we'll have a giveaway once we hit the goal. And for the giveaway, you'll get a sticker. I have lots of different sticker designs. Lots of fun ones. Rotate again. I think it gets a little too thin right here, and I'm gonna add a bit of just a line to kind of anchor it a bit. Okay, let's bring the sketch back. Go back to layer 50, 50. Actually, let me do this other line first because it's kind of in front of the lines. My nose is itchy today. I just realized the music thing isn't updating. I think I can fix that. Yeah, just keep that open. I want to see how that looks like without the sketch. I think that line on the neck is just a little too thick for my liking. On this line here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's mess around with that. It's a little bit thinner. I think I'll like that a little more. Maybe a little bit here. Just cutting into that a little bit. I'm making it thinner. Also go to the side a little bit to make that look a little more natural. I like that a little better. I actually might move back this line here. It doesn't look like bad, it just is kind of prefer it a little further in. Maybe not that far in, but the beauty of digital art is being able to just copy the line and move it. I also would like to make these lines a little thicker. So tomorrow I got a big day planned. We're having Pride in my city, so I'm going to be volunteering at Pride, and that'll be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a good day. It's actually, I guess it's either my second or third Pride, if you, depending on what you count as my first or second Pride. I went to Pride last year for the first time, so it's my second year of Pride, but it's actually my third Pride because I went to 2 Prides last year. I went to Pride both in the town I live in and also in the town that my hometown. So, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to Pride in my hometown this year. It would be nice to. I just haven't really planned that far ahead, and it's like 2.5 hours drive away, so I haven't decided if I'm going to be able to make that drive and whatnot. But I did really like it last year, and I thought it would be fun to go to it. Okay, I think I want to work on these lines here. I would like to work on those. And those aren't connected to, yeah, those aren't connected to those, so I can put them on the same layer. I want it to kind of like follow the curve of the chest, because I feel like it's not really doing that in the sketch. But you might be more of like that shape, maybe. So if it ever looks like I'm not following the sketch, I might not be, because I might be like, well, this was a rough sketch. I kind of want to make it make more sense, make it more... I like to use the word legible with my art. Like, I want the art to feel easy to read and not confusing to look at, because especially with a big complex commission like this, you don't want to be confused looking at certain parts of it. You want to like know what you're looking at. And so with that kind of thing, it's also, I just noticed there's a line there that I'm kind of bugging me. I wonder if I can fix that. Let's see. These layers... Just this part right here where it has the fold of the clothing and the rope. I'm wondering if that's supposed to look like that, or... Yeah, I think I can change that a little bit. We have to find out what layer that is first. Yes, that is the pain of having many layers. But the joy of it is that you get to actually be very specific about what you're modifying when you go back and modify line art. Though some labeling would have been helpful. Okay, so that's that layer. Where's the layer with the folds of the fabric? I'd imagine it would be under this. But I'm not really seeing that being here. Yeah, because that's all the way to Jamwick. Wait, what? Oh, it's in the Jamwick layer. Okay. In the Jamwick folder. I suppose I'll find it. It's somewhere. Okay, yeah. So I see that. I feel like I can modify this a little bit. Just to make a little more sense. I don't want this line to line up with that either. So let's find that other line as well. No, I'm just not liking how this clashes with the other line. Oh, here's my favorite track of the album. 2 serrate cubiforms. It almost looks weird to have anything coming out. But we need something. Maybe at least like that on the other side. Okay, let's go to either his horns or the lines beneath his horns. It would be in the middle. Okay. Okay, and then that line, I'll modify that one as well. I think that line's still too thick. Radiate your lines, stretching out your arms to hold it. I think that looks a little bit better, a little bit less confusing. Also, when I get a look at the lines I'm working on up here, it looks like it makes a bit more sense. Back to the layer we were on. I'm just gonna label some of these layers. Where are the rest of the layers? Alright, yep. Good to label the layers a little bit. Have some of them labeled at least, because the more layers you have, the more confusing it gets. So I'm pretty happy with this line here, but I do want to add those little like buckle things. Let me look at the reference again. Yeah, the little leather buckles. So I'm going to do a separate layer for that because I feel like that won't look good unless I cut in, like I keep I keep it consistent with the keep the clothing line consistent and just draw over it. Then we can go back to that layer. Inactivity detected in my live? What do you mean? I am streaming. I am... Ugh. Gotta fix it. I don't know how it detects inactivity. I guess I was just like not moving enough. And to preserve this line here, I'm just gonna add a layer mask and cover up the lines that I'm not using. So if I at some point want to like move a buckle or something, I can do that pretty easily and just change the layer mask. I still have that line, it still exists, it's just not visible. We got that done. I'm going to make this a little bit more. Shards of glass fell to the sun and sat down and becoming. Maybe I will make that curved. I suppose this line will be more obvious with some shading. But I do think I want it here. Shading will probably do the job, though. Hey, thanks for the likes on the live. I am currently working on a commission. I'll show you the full thing so far. Here's what we're looking at. I'm zooming in really close to add these details. I would have to translate that comment. I do not know what it says. See translation. Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It is a commission for a friend of mine named Ref. And I'm trying to make it nice and crispy for him. If crispy is the right word. It's more of a food word, but... Got lots of like cool sharp lines. See, I think something about my art is that I really want it to look good at any zoom level. It's not so much like I have to make it look good at every zoom level, but I want to be able to zoom in on it and like still be proud of it instead of like zooming in and being like, oh, well, there's a messy spot right there, or you know, oh, that looks better from zoomed out. I don't want to have a moment like that, because I have had moments like that with my art. Years ago when I did something for a t-shirt, I went and looked back at the file. I'm like, wow, it's so messy in the spots that I just didn't zoom in and check. So I don't want that to happen. I want it to be like printable quality. Granted, I don't know if anybody's gonna get this printed ever, but you know, I want it to be like worth zooming in on and worth enjoying. You don't understand you? It's okay. It's okay, Scarlett. Thank you for watching anyway. I know we have a language barrier here. Oh, did I put anything on after this? I need to change the music. Oh, I did. Okay. Forgot if I had or not. Bye, Scarlett. Have a good one.
And you could shine.
Kind of curve this. I add one more wrinkle there. I don't know, I'm not feeling this line. I'm feeling like it should be more like that. Yeah. Let me look at that from a distance. Hide that sketch. I think I want to go back to the layer with the arm. Not the arm, but the, this side of the shirt. Because I just feel like it's not coming off as... Like, it looks like it starts out pretty thin here. Like, it's going from, like... It looks like the shirt is doing this. But I don't want it to do that. I want it to be more like... Maybe it can be a little more, like, slowly going open. It's more of a straight cuff, really. So I could either... I don't know. I want it to be as wide as it is on the arm. I think it looks nice that way. Because, you know, it's a little roomy. It's roomy in the reference as well. So I want to make that roominess sort of translate over into this drawing. So what I think I'm going to do, you know, I will actually make this layer lower opacity. I'm going to hide the sketch so I don't have anything kind of holding me back here. But I'm just going to draw, like, along these lines and figure out what I want it to look like. Because I feel like that looks more natural. That looks like it fits with the other arm. If that matches with the other arm, I think that's what I need to go for. So I think this looks better. And we'll just erase what we don't need. I do think it should still have a fold. So let me actually go back to that layer. But I want it to be kind of covered by the cuff. Yeah, I kind of like that. We can cut into it a little bit to make that nice, like, scallop look that I like. And we're just gonna hide the rest of this and combine these layers. First, let's up that opacity back to 100, and then, well, actually, maybe I shouldn't merge the layers. Merge down. Preserve the layer mask. Okay, cool. It gave me the option to preserve the layer mask, which is what I wanted to do. I think it looks good. It's a little more natural. Look at it without the sketch again. So I'm tempted to thicken some of the line art on Themis, because Themis's line art looks a little thinner than everybody else, at least on the hair. I like the hair, but maybe on the outermost parts of the hair, we can thicken it a little bit to make it more congruent with everybody else's hair. Well, Sir Janwick doesn't have hair, but with the other characters' hair. Lalula? I think Lalula is the name. Okay, so this is Themis layers. Okay, I'm just gonna make a new layer and kind of outline this. I had the craziest dream last night, y'all. I had a dream that there was a new release in Mario, like a Mario game release, and it connected the Mario universe to the Undertale universe. kind of wacky. Like, the first half of the game was just, like, it didn't give any indication that it was gonna be an Undertale game, but it just, like, it just became one. And then suddenly you have, like, a dark screen with Undertale. I'm not surprised that I'm having to go back over these lines, because Themis was the first thing that I drew with the line art. So it's no surprise that I'm having to go back and modify it a little bit just to fit with everything else stylistically. I do quite like how the hair came out, but I do think adding some thicker lines on the edges would kind of make it pop out a little more. I think it looks better. Eh. Let me add some more right here. I was already playing with this section, but I'm coming back to it. Drink some of my pineapple water. It's not actually pineapple water, but it's water from a pineapple. Let's get some here, this line here. I'm gonna rotate the screen a little bit, rotate the drawing. Add a little thickness to this to make it... I really want to go to the Ren Fair again. Been thinking about that. People have been talking about it. It's open multiple times a year in my place. It's like an hour and a half away, but it seems like a really fun thing to do. Okay, I think I want to go back to Lalula, our top character here. And I think thickening the... Let's just look at a quick before and after that, actually, to kind of see what difference that made. Yeah, so it made that a bit thicker, and I think that made it look a little more natural with the thickness of everybody else's features for the line art. So I think that was a good call there. So now I'm going to go to... back to what we were working on before with Lalula's... is it Lalula, right? Yeah, Lalula's clothes and then hand and stuff. Really getting close to the end here with the line art phase of the drawing. Still have to color and shade it, but those shouldn't take too long. At least the coloring shouldn't take too long. Shading might take a little longer. But I think it won't be like a full-blown painting, it'll just be like soft shading. Which, what's the difference between that and a painting? It's just the colors. I do think soon I will be putting up a revised commission sheet. I kind of want to go back to this arm here. How did I draw the hands on it? I gave some sort of distinction on the wrists and the other characters. Even without the fabric, there's a distinction. So maybe I should go do that with Lalula. But then again, the wrist position is a little different. I think that reads clearer, though. I think that looks a little more natural just to have that line there. What layer was this? I think it was clothing body. Yes, it was clothing body. Add a little differentiation between those two parts there. It looks pretty good. Only qualm I have right here is just this one line. Yeah, I just need to make that a little thicker. I think that looks good afterwards. I don't want to make the lines on these clothing details too thick, because then it'll make them seem like they are bigger than the clothes themselves. I don't know what the hell else to explain that, but I don't want to make those too thick or too detailed, because they are part of the clothing. And I say that the ropes are a bit of an exception, because the ropes are thick and they stand out from the clothing, and I wanted them to stand out from the clothing. But as for the rest of it, as for the rest of the clothing features, I didn't really want to make those pop out quite as much. Okay, now I guess the next thing we can do is her hand and her hand, which is trying to visualize what's going on with her hand here, because it's been a minute since I drew it. We can use one of the layers we are already using. Particularly the forearm layer, I think, would be the proper layer for this. Alright, let's go look at the thickness for that layer. See how thick the lines are. That's about how thick they are. Always good to calibrate and make sure things are kind of consistent in thickness. So what I think is going on here is basically we have one finger hidden from view, then we have the other fingers, the other three fingers here, with the second and with the ring finger and the middle finger kind of bunched together.
When there were no stars in the sky anymore. Show me what you know. I have expectations. Help me live them for you.
So we might have to do a lot of fleshing out between those layers here, because this sketch is not super informative, I would describe it. It's very rough. Yeah, so... Well, I think that I don't quite like how those lines are interacting. Maybe if I play around with them a little more, I can get somewhere I like. You know, it's interesting. I use the word play a lot when I describe doing the line art, because it really is a playful process. I try not to feel confined by what I'm trying to create. Like, I'm trying to have fun with it.
When there were no stars in the sky anymore.
And I think this thumb is coming around here.
Show me what you know.
Because you can imagine the last finger is like this, and then the thumb is coming in like this. Kind of hard to see it, but it's that is what's happening here. So I might add just a little bit of an indication of a fourth finger coming out there. Might also kind of splay this out a little bit, because if we splay it out a little bit, it gives the indication that the hand is at a, like, open. The hand is more open than if we left it parallel with the other one. And let me go back to the hand layer. I'm gonna see how thick that forearm is. Oh, do we have, yeah, I need to change that. Yeah. Sticking out a little bit. Forearm, how thick is the forearm? It's about how thick the forearm is. It's just not consistently that thick, sometimes a little thinner, sometimes it's a little thicker. So I'm gonna go a little thinner, and... yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Pride. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Next album. Clothing body layer. Okay, now I need to draw the other side of the arm there. And since that's right up against the, yeah, exactly where it should be here. Okay. Alright, hide that sketch again. I think I need to do something over here, like another spiky line. It's too smooth going right here. And this is looking like the spot to put it at. Yeah. Also adds this element of like symmetry, which is interesting. I don't like it. Watch me not like it right after drawing it. Maybe more of like a, more of a going like... I know we had it like that before, but maybe if it were a little bit more like this, curved out a little more parallel, that would feel better. I noticed that the viewership trends on TikTok are a lot different than on Twitch. Twitch is often like people will open up a Twitch stream and put it on in the background, so they kind of just like come to it once. And with TikTok, I was always curious why they prioritized the somebody joined, somebody started watching notification over such as like how many viewers you have. And I realize it's because people will come into the stream and they will like watch for a second, check in, and then leave, which I guess makes more sense on mobile because TikTok is mobile. So that's interesting to kind of see how the usage of the platforms is different. I don't have a whole lot of viewership on TikTok, probably because I don't really use TikTok. I don't watch videos on TikTok. I kind of just, I'll make content, I'll post content, but I don't really absorb content. I don't really want to be sucked into that rabbit hole, and I think it's probably healthier that I don't. Can't really tell how many TikTok viewers are watching from Twitch. Yeah, sorry, there's like nobody. Yeah, there's not really anybody on TikTok. I don't have any like people viewing right now. I've had 48 people like pop in during this stream, but I don't have anybody who's like actively watching right now. I don't really know how they calculate it necessarily, but I take it to mean that there is nobody currently on TikTok watching it, but 48 people have popped into the stream to look at it. I do get notifications every time somebody joins the stream, so that's kind of what I'm basing it off of, basing my information off of. This stream is definitely more geared towards Twitch, though. I don't even make my stream vertical for TikTok because I just think it's so complicated to figure out that setup. I probably should make my stream look a little more unique on TikTok. I don't even have the honey like setup with it, the honey overlay, because I just sort of threw it together. But TikTok has never really been my priority, and I don't know. I'm still like every time I turn on TikTok, I'm like, is it even worth it this time? Should I even do it this time? Should I even stream to TikTok today? Because I don't know. I don't know. It's not really the vibe for me. I'd rather watch somebody on Twitch than watch somebody on TikTok, and maybe that's a me thing. Maybe I'm old. Am I old? You don't get it. 25 is young. 25 is young. I want to make this line thicker. Actually, I want to pull it out a little bit. I will make it thicker as well. Yeah, I like that better. It still needs to be a little thicker here. Okay, let's get that skirt drawn. The rest of this. Look back at my references. Rename this layer for clarity. Turn down the smoothing a little bit. Turn the layer, then the sketch back on. Also got to do the hair at some point. Hair in the hat, but we're almost there. How thick was the skirt over here? So it got pretty thick. This looks about right. I think I'll actually start with the hem, because I think the hem would be a little nicer looking to figure out first. As we can see, there's a little bit of an inconsistency here with my sketch and my line art with the braid of Themis's hair. I also forgot her shoulder. I can't believe I forgot her shoulder. I need to add that. Let me go back and do that, because that was definitely supposed to already be done. May have just overlooked it. Alright, let's find it. I think it's one of the back layers. Yeah, here we go. It's supposed to be on this layer. I think that looks good. Actually, it's not quite the same as the other side. I wonder if I could add a thing that shows how many viewers I have on each platform. That would also help it show, like, if I'm on... show what platforms that I'm on or not. Because right now I'm streaming to Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. I get the fewest viewers on YouTube. Probably because I don't have much of a following on YouTube. I do have about, like, 600 people following me on TikTok. And... like 250 viewers, 250 followers on Twitch. But on YouTube I only have like 80-something followers, 80-something subscribers. And those are mostly from the shorts that I've created, not the streaming. Yeah, and we've gotten, so far on this live stream, we've gotten comments from TikTok and Twitch, but not YouTube. And I don't know if I've ever gotten a view, like a comment on YouTube. I've had people who found me on YouTube, but then moved over to Twitch to, man, my tablet's looking so rough, sorry. I just keep looking at it and it's just like, oh, it is not, it doesn't look happy. Anyways. Hopefully I can afford to replace it before it like totally goes kaput. Get back to where we were with La Lula. Yeah, we have that place where it's not quite the same as the sketch, but we're still going to try to follow this as cleanly as possible. So we're gonna work on that line. Once again, we want to make sure it is their same thickness as the skirt over here, or around that same thickness. I may rotate this again. I've gotten 50 views from TikTok, so that means 50 people have popped into the stream. That's cool. Since I did the inner lines also having that hem, I'm going to continue that pattern in this line. Oh yeah, and I want to add the line here as well, because you can see it follows the hem all the way up. No, I won't put that there because it kind of continues up here. Yeah, okay. We'll, adjust that. I quite liked how it was coming out. Maybe I'll just adjust it to that. Right now, my partner, she is actually playing Magic the Gathering at a local game store, which is fun. She's been getting me into it. Um, it's pretty fun. We've been playing Commander, that format. And it is quite stimulating, I would say. Like, it's very a lot of strategy, a lot of like getting used to the rules. It's not an easy to pick up card game in my opinion. It's easier to pick up than, I don't know, it's not that hard to pick up, but like it takes a minute, and I still feel new to it, even though I've been playing it for like a month now, or a little over, like, no, a little under a month. It's a fun game, though. Zoom out now. Turn off the sketch. I don't want this line to be as thick as it is. It's like a good line, but it's too thick. I'm gonna just cut out some of that thickness. That looks a little more natural. Okay, so let's mess with the next side, the other side. Bring that sketch back to the front. We'll, work on this side. We'll once again start with the hem, because the hem definitely was the hardest part to draw, and we want that. That's more of the focal point of this little section of line art. I'll flip it over upside down. How thick do we have it here? This is a little thicker than we want it. I'm gonna make it thinner. Thinner line art. I'm gonna have to do this in 2 strokes. I don't think I can do it in 1 stroke. I just think it'll be easier in 2 strokes. Plus, we didn't do it in 1 stroke on the other side, and we made it go a little thinner here. Yeah. Now this line can be a little thicker. This is like the bottom of the hem. I want to make this smoother. I think I need to diverge from the sketch a little bit. I'm going ahead and adding the hem here because the hem on the other side dictated the way that the fabric folded. So we add that and make that much clearer. We do the little scalloping. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Almost. I don't want it to look too flat, and I don't want it to look too curved either. Real quick, gonna check my Discord just because I got a message. I want to see how this looks without the sketch. What the frickis? Welcome, Fleur. Yeah, it's, we're almost done here. We're almost done with the line art. I want to finish it tonight. But I'm wanting to, like, also take a bathroom break. Because it's been 2 hours. So, I'm gonna do that real quick. And then we will do the last stretch and get this done with. The line art done with, not all of it. I'm not... Floor. How dare you assume that I'm going to shart? Anyways. Alright, I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. I'm back. Wow, back to the correct screens. Give me a second. I ate some fruit gummies during the break. Yummy fruit gummy. Hi, William. Welcome to the stream. I'm trying to finish up the line art for this commission. I'm gonna make that line pointier. Gummy. Gummy rat. Yeah, I like that a bit more. Alright. So now we got that done. Let's do this hair. Gummy Pete Rat. Okay. Sketch. I think I'll start over here. So that's pretty thick, but I feel like it should be a little bit thinner. Turn the smoothing down a bit. Maybe not too much, but just a little bit. This song is like burned into my brain. Well, track is burned into my brain because I use it as my morning alarm. So now it's like, oh boy, it's time to wake up. I mean, I still really like the track. It's just now it has an association for me. This is an interesting thing I got going on here. I might leave it like that, honestly. I think it's kind of cool that way. That's a fun spiral. We love a good fun spiral. That's a fun spiral. We'll keep it. We'll keep it that way. The big spiral. I was joking with my partner because she really likes Magic the Gathering that they should make a Magic the Gathering line of soap called Magic the Lathering. Magic the Lathering. Like, I don't know what I think there should be a Miss Bumbleflower. Miss Bumbleflower is the set that like, the deck that I've been playing is a Miss Bumbleflower deck. And she's like a little Banui. She's like a cute little Anthro Banui. And I think there should be a Miss Bumbleflower soap. Floral Bumbleflower soap. It would be pleasant. Custom character themed soaps because I was bored and I can't find any. Why nobody making stupid soaps? Like, where were you looking? I'm curious. Everywhere. Oh. What characters do you want soaps of, Floor? I'm curious what characters. Wife soap. That's what I expected. Wife soap. Soap of thieves. They can't make Sea of Thieves soap because it's called Soap of Thieves and then people just steal it. You just steal it. That's what it says in the name. It's Soap of Thieves. There's people argue about PvP and Sea of Thieves, and people are like, it's Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Respectable Gentlemen. You have a point there. It do be Sea of Thieves. But there does have to be balance, you know? Because if it's all treachery, then who are you gonna sing the sea shanties with? You gotta have somebody to sing the sea shanties with. There has to be friendship. Maybe friendship is the theft we committed along the way. This is bugging me. This area right here, this is bugging me. I don't like it. Maybe it's not doing anything wrong, but it's bugging me. On a bigger picture, it's not doing anything, but like it's kind of bugging me. Well, now that we did that fun spiral, we're gonna have to do a fun spiral on the other lines too, maybe. Or at least attempt to make a fun spiral. I don't know, I kind of want to play the game Sea of Respectable Gentlemen. Yeah, I'm kind of making Cobblemon be my reward for getting this line art done. I hope I end up having time for it. I'll definitely put in some time at some point to get my team, my party planned. Not my birthday party, but my Pokemon party for the tournament that we're having on the, wasn't it like the, didn't we choose the 26th? I gotta choose some cool Pokemons. Cool Pokemon for the Pokemon tournament. Why am I drinking out of my normal container when I have this wonderful pineapple right here, also filled with water? Hydration pineapple. Dust gets swept away to make room for empty nothing, and pull through the air and find a ray of light and dance unblushing. We turn to dust gets swept away to make room for empty nothing. Well, I don't know. I've never played Sea of Thieves, and I've never watched the gameplay of Sea of Thieves. What what do you do in that game besides pilfering? Like what is how does the world work? How does like if you're still here, Floor? How what are you doing? Also unrelated, but I saw some people went to Ferality on VR chat. That looked fun. It makes me think that maybe I should try going to conventions that are online. I do want to like have do VR chat at some point. I have a friend who likes to do VR chat, and I wonder if I could play that game with her a little bit. This would be so much easier if I just did a regular spiral. But it goes too hard. I might be going too hard on this. Like a crisis on the breeze, through your hair, out the window, on a car ride through the woods and open air. There's a problem, we can fix it. We've got science, chemistry. Don't you worry that you'll miss it. Just you wait and you will see. Cutting through like a crisis on the breeze, through your hair, out the window, on a car ride through the woods and open air. There's a problem, we can fix it. We've got science, chemistry. Don't you worry that you'll miss it. Just you wait and you'll see. I think I went too hard on these lines. But they're so funsy onesie. I disconnected. Couldn't connect. Oh no. I'm gonna go live. There might be a problem with my network. Again. Thanks, I'm glad you like it, William. Should add more of those lines to kind of give it the vibe of hair. Hat swap? Oh boy. Do you have a hat in mind? We have the Baja Blast hat, the Pikachu hat, the There Is Hope hat, the Of Montreal hat, the Healing Whiskers hat, or the Plizzware Silliest hat. That's this is pretty silly, I think. Being dog is silly. Doggy ears. I'm puppy. That's pretty silly in my opinion. I'm dog. Pretty silly. Slay. I'm dog. Looks like TikTok is no longer working. Different topic than selected? What do you mean different topic than selected? Trying to make it continue to work. Alright. Continue to work on this commission. Adding these little details that make it look more like hair. Looks like TikTok back up and running. I don't think I want them on both ends there. Oh, I need to put a different music on. I want to listen to 2 Year. Where is 2 Year? I think it would be up at the top because it starts with a 2. Let's look at this without the sketch. Nah, I don't like that. The spirals might be too much, but they're kind of fun. I'm conflicted about them. Like they are a lot. And I definitely got carried away with them, but I like them. I feel like they make her feel like she's like, haha, I'm sparkly and happy. But just to I don't know. Maybe I'll see what it looks like without it. You think it's swagful? Okay. I just needed somebody to validate it. Styles. We love stylistic art. Okay, hat. Hat? What am I doing? Hat. Alright, checking something real quick. Hmm. Got some familiar visits from on TikTok. It shows everybody who checks in on the stream. Thinking emoji.
What's your motivation? Who are you? What makes you you? It's your hollow mental world. The thoughts, the feelings, the concepts that sounds good.
No, I kind of think it's too thick. Kind of just preferring the regular. Feels more balanced. But I decided to try it anyway. Maybe if I cut it more thin? I don't know. I feel like it gives a different vibe. It gives like a different type of hat vibe. I don't know, maybe that looks okay? What do y'all think? I think that looks better than the way it was before. You like both? You smooth line with all these edges. Smooth. Line with edges, smooth line. Line with edges, smooth line. I'm leaning toward the line with edges just because it's kind of fun. I think the jagged edges go better with all those spirals. Adjust my hat a little bit. This hat is a little hard to wear with the headphones. I need some dog headphones. Ugh. I'm just like not sure how I feel about this. Kind of don't want this. I kind of want to redo that whole thing. Maybe more of a so it goes out like this. Let me look back at the hat. Yes, hat. Doc check. Oh boy. Okay. Let me just erase these two things here. Okay, today's socks. I am wearing stripy socks today. See, they are yellow and or no, yellow, orange, red, and blue. Here's the other one. And they have a lightning bolt on, which I'm having trouble showing. Lightning bolt. Yes, those are today's socks. Happy Pride. Wear the gay socks for Pride. My ears. Maybe they can go on top of the headphones. This isn't working. There we go. Now that's goofy. Okay, what hat? What hat now? Okay, new Moro Mock both say hat. Okay, new Moro. Wait. But what? Comfortable. Oh, I couldn't parse that at all. More comfortable hat. Okay. Well, this hat seems the most. I don't know if it's comfortable for this specific head setup. But this looks like a very comfy hat representing healing whiskers. When my sister had therapy rats, that was what she called her therapy rat endeavors. Healing whiskers. So let's put on this hat because it looks comfortable. Can you see the logo here? Nice little hat. Comfy hat. Yay! Hmm.
Canadian made bag.
Hmm.
Stock.
There's still... This part looks particularly plain. Hey, alliteration. But I would like to do something with it. I don't need to go as hard with it as we did with the brim, because the brim is like curved, which made it harder to do this style with. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. Now we're cooking. Okay, I think that's nice. Just gotta emphasize this one little part, and then I think the hat is done. Okay, now I gotta finish the bottom part. And then we'll be done with the line art. Here's what it looks like. 100%. No, that's 200%. Here's it at 100%. This is full definition. Yippee! Alright. If you haven't updated comic book yet, I wonder if you could draw me and wife, but IDEK. I don't have a sheet prepared. I do have my prices prepared though. They're kind of complicated, but depending on what you want, I can price it out for you. It would be easier if, like, here, I can just tell you the options I have. So, for the commissions, can I just send you the picture with the info? And you can, if you need examples of what I'm talking about or any of these, I can give you the, like, it's more of like an algorithm. I love how you responded to my message that I was Artin and you said, right now, RN? All caps, question mark, question mark? If you have any questions about what each of these things mean, I can explain it. It's math though. You gotta do math to figure it out. I made it more complicated, but it actually makes some things less expensive and some things more expensive, so I think it's a more fair men don't know math WTF. Okay. Jamwick. Don't worry, we'll ask wife to do it for me. Okay, Jamwick. First we gotta erase whatever the heck I was doing at the bottom here, because it doesn't look good. There's another layer for that, isn't there? Yeah, I'm not happy with this. We're erasing all of it. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If you isolate Jamwick, his face is his own emote. It is very expressive. I could definitely isolate it once I'm done with this. For the lulz. Okay, I don't like this. This line's too thin. I'm erasing it. Somebody named Arion Lover joined it, and I thought joined on TikTok, and I thought it said Arson Lover. I'm like, oh wait, no, wait. Rotate. No, that's not the right button. Rotate. Oh, Floor, did I tell you tomorrow is Pride? I'm going to Pride tomorrow. I'm gonna be gay. Yay, gay people. A bit fruity. Homophobic dog redemption arc. Whitney Houston. Yeah, I love Whitney Houston. Goopy. Hmm. Google.com quicksand canonical texture. That might actually be good to look up. I don't. What is it like? Also, isn't realistically speaking, they wouldn't all be able to sink in it. It's not that deep, is it? Quick sandwich recipe. That's what it recommends me say. Spongy jelly-like texture. Acts as a non-Newtonian fluid. I think I'm more confused than I started out as. Looking at images of people stuck in quicksand. Hashtag research. It just looks like they're in the ground. Let's look at the reference. Let's look at the reference. They're just kind of... It's just kind of like... flat ground. No FBI agent, I'm not doing anything, lol. Hi Scar in the TikTok chat. I'm working on a commission, and I don't think he's here anymore. But, just like ground with ripples. I think I want to change this. I'm gonna duplicate the layer. Save it. And hide it. I don't know, I've been unhappy with this part of the drawing like the entire freaking time, even the sketch. I'm just not... I feel like it would look better if he was just sinking into it. I am good, Scar. How are you? I am working on this commission trying to finish up this line art. And we are researching the texture of quicksand because we don't know what it's supposed to look like. Maybe this would be better. Maybe if the clothes is like curling backwards would look more correct. I have a feeling if I color any line in this drawing that I'm going to color the line of the quicksand because that would make the most sense. Dog. What the dog doing? I gotta finish this up soon. I am gonna have to leave in a minute and like by like 10:45ish maybe. In stream by 10:45. I'll definitely try to find some time for the Cobblemon planning and scheming at some point in the next few days. But I got a busy next couple of days, so it won't be until like next week. Scheming and planning. I am the wild dog watching. I am. Okay, I need to look at this without the sketch in a second, but let me first clean it up a little bit. Hey, thanks for liking the live, Atomic. I'm gonna add one more piece of music to the queue. It will last us. Hey, thanks for the comment. Thanks for thinking it's cool. This is a commission that I'm working on. Let me zoom out. We're finishing up the line art for it. But this is the full piece. And let's view it at 100%. Turn off the sketch. We're still figuring out the bottom part, but oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Atomic. Yeah, we're finishing. I've been spending a lot of time on this. Oh, I just unplugged my screen. Oops. Oops. 1 second, technical difficulties. Should work now. Hello? Okay, I got one screen going. Where'd the other screen go? Oh, there we go. Okay. I just moved my stuff over to the other side. Here we go. Alright, technical difficulties averted.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
So I do think I want to thicken some of the lines on the bottom. Not the very bottom, but the like on the curly part. I want to make those lines thicker. We can do that. Okay. This is where we were working. I'm going to just do it on the layer that it was on it. Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Sometimes I also make videos, but I haven't made any recently. Some of them are educational, some of them are me in my fursuit, in my costume. Some of them are art related. But right now I'm not, haven't made one in a little bit. Because I'm kind of focusing on other things. Like this commission. Soon I'm going to be opening up my commissions. I mean, technically they're open now, but there's a queue. I'm going to be opening up my commissions soon. And do pay what you want stream commissions. So those can be any price you want to pay. And the amount of money you give me dictates how long I will spend on it. So like, if you give me $20, I won't time myself on the sketch, but I'll be prepared to spend about 20 minutes on everything but the sketch. So the line art and the color and the shading, that's all going to be done in 20 minutes. And those are pretty fun to do. They're very fun on stream. But those will be opening up soon as a more like inexpensive art commission type. And also as a way to kind of practice getting a better workflow down. I have like some really strong examples of art that I've made in the past without a time limit. But I think being able to make something within a certain time limit would also just be like appealing for me and for anybody who wants to commission me. Especially if you're okay with something that's a little rougher around the edges. And a lot of people are. Like, you don't have to be a perfectionist and get everything perfect to make good art. But I like to do that if I have the chance and I'm given the runway to do so. And I felt like this piece, I had the runway to do so. And I really wanted to keep the quality up because the last picture I did for Ref was also very detailed. But yeah, I am modifying how my commissions are priced. So there's going to be two different types of commissions. There's going to be the regular commissions, and there's going to be the pay what you want commissions. Okay, now I gotta draw that sign. The dreaded sign.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Oops. I was supposed to be renaming this sign. Okay. I see you sign. He pukes base shark. Alright, I'll be heading out now. I gotta get some work finished, but you have an amazing day. You too! I hope you have a good one. Alright, well, let me start with the sign part of the sign. Sorry for the dog barking in the background, y'all. He's very barky. I already fed him and everything, but he's a little barky. His name is Loki, but he's definitely not Loki. That's my joke for him. My artist brain, when given a rectangle. Like, what do I do? What do I do with a rectangle? Make it like Splinter on it. That's what I'm thinking. I just haven't gotten there yet. First I gotta draw like a regular rectangle. Artist, hands are so hard to draw. Me, rectangle! Gotta make it look like it's made of wood. What made of? Wood. We're getting somewhere now. Hmm. Papyrus. What about papyrus? Are we talking about the font or or the the skeleton? The paper. Gosh. Okay. Fair enough. Hmm. Gotta write the words now. Is this album gonna end before this is the last track, maybe? Yeah, I need to add one more thing. Alright. Hmm. I definitely am gonna add more like texture to the ground in the coloring phase, but with the line art phase, I'm gonna leave it be how it is, because I think that's enough line art. But let's add the word quicksand. I want to play around with the text tool. Alright, which typeface does this look like is a real question. Maybe not 190 point font. Okay, that's too small. 100 point. I think you forgot knee piece. Knee piece. Oh, I did forget knee piece. Thank you for pointing that out. I will fix that now. The knee. It is so big that it's easy to miss something. It's on the Jamwick layer. Oh, I didn't name any of the layers here. I am tempted to use Pinu because that would be the typeface I like the most. The kerning on Pinu is like jank. It would be pretty cool after this on somewhere to commission based on one of the other stretching room paintings, the tightrope blocker Danica and the coast dance. Actually, I was curious more of the background of this. Like I didn't look into the lore of this very much. But I knew it was from video game. Oh, I'm getting a call from Val. One moment, everybody. Okay. I'm gonna wrap up stream now and play with the text when I get back to this, with a fresh brain. I'm trying to put the hat on and also the headphones. But yeah. Yes. Gonna wrap up. Okay, let's raid somebody. Well, we can always miss the text layer later. Alright, who to raid? I realize there's a raid button on the... Yeah, we did it. We did a line art. Yippee! I don't know why I said we, because it was literally me, but there were people here for moral support, so we did it. We did it. We did it as a team. Yippee! Alright, raid somebody. Here's the raid message, so go ahead and get some bees in your copy pasted in your clipboard. Bees in your clipboard? I can't even imagine the real life implications of putting bees on a clipboard. That sounds like it'd be painful for the bees, but alright. Anyways, somebody to raid. Okay. Let them walk onto the clipboard at their own pace. Yes. And let them draw something. That would be cool. Draw something or write something. Okay, is anybody live? I guess we can raid in Trinity, because that seems to be their go-to person lately. She did change her username recently, so that it wasn't the same. Used to be Bearglyph, but now it's in Trinity. Alright. I'll type that into the chat. I can type. Alright. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. I hope you have a good rest of your night. And, yeah, we'll be back next week, probably Monday, working on more stuff. Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, goodbye everybody. Have a good one. And let's raid.
So good to see you here. How you doing? What were you up to? For those just